Comrades, I am Admiral Andre, and I'm your candidate for president. This is the race for the White House, and we are very close to the end of the campaign season. It's the 26th of October right now, and we only have until the 6th of November, so I think we'll be able to finish this series in this episode. And I'm afraid right now it still is not looking very good for us, although New York now supports us. So let's go. There's an event at the Liberty Bell in Pennsylvania, so I think that can be a good one. Let's go there. Let's see, this gives us more foreign policy choices. This could be a good one. Withdraw from the United Nations. No. Withdraw from NAFTA, pressure China. Let's say this. Again, this is going to upset a lot of people, but you know, in politics, it's not possible to not upset a lot of people. So I'm going to say I'm going to support an independent Palestinian state. Unfortunately, the Israeli lobby is very much opposed to this, but of course, we're not setting the terms of that support for an independent Palestinian state. We're just merely stating that we are in favor of the two-state solution there, the terms of which are to be determined by the parties involved. So, yes, at least it leaves that scope for pleasing both sides, but I think at some point we must make a more strong statement in favor of Palestine and not only in favor of Israel.
My goal is to forge an agreement that will lead to a new member of the United Nations, an independent, sovereign state of Palestine living in peace with Israel. I firmly believe that the Palestinian people deserve a state of their own. We cannot deny them this most fundamental right.
So, now that bomb has dropped, Statue of Liberty demolished in terrorist attack. The New Amsterdam Times, that's clever. This is really, oh dear, you see, I think this is something that happens in every campaign that you play in this game, but it's not always the same thing. But the Statue of Liberty in a terrorist attack, this changes everything. So we have to go to that. That is like you absolutely must be seen there, and you must address this. Now, all things here have been spoken about already, but I'm just going to reiterate my previous statement of a strategy for defeating radical Islamists. Now, with that said, we don't know that it was radical Islamists who did this terrorist attack. They're not saying that. So I think this is still a decent answer, because it doesn't matter who the guilty party is, that's still something we need to address. See, I've made this already, but at least I'm not copying somebody else.
Keeping America safe and strong is the most important duty of government. However, we currently lack a unified strategy for defeating radical Islam. My plan is to develop a global strategy that would marginalize radical Islam. This way, we would isolate them, cut their ties and their support, and defeat them.
Yeah, I see the statue is at least partially standing there, at least. Okay, well, in a real life, that would change everything. I would imagine that the whole campaign would be suspended in that instance, but in any case, there's something happening at the Sanford police station in Florida. It's quite a high-level event, so let's go there. Let's make more people angry. Well, I've already spoken on this issue. So I'm not going to say ban the possession of handguns. That's going too far. So now I must either then say promote the right of most adults to carry a concealed handgun, or oppose that. You know, in line of what I said before with the strictness of gun control, the only option I have is to abolish that right to carry a concealed handgun. It's not saying you're not allowed to carry a gun, just not one that you're hiding. So I see they're talking here, a demonstration advocating the arrest of George Zimmerman, the police officer who shot and killed Trayvon Martin. That was, of course, a really big issue. So yes, I'll say abolish the right to carry a concealed handgun.
People need to realize that increased gun ownership leads to more gun crime. Concealed handguns also increase the chances of unimportant arguments becoming lethal. So, furthermore, carrying firearms increases the number of unintended gun injuries as well. So, in our modern world, there's no place for concealed handguns.
I love how he has to smile at the end of every statement. We've got about 7 days left now. There's no way we're winning this one. But okay, at least if we can make a decent impact, that will at least be an achievement already. The money is a real problem. People are not donating because I don't make any friends. Anyway, let's see. What can I do now? Oh dear, what did I do now? Clicked on the thing in the back there. I was going to see if the ads. We don't even have money for a poster campaign in any of the states. Internet campaign, I would love that. I guess we're just going to have to go for a television campaign in California. There we're going to have to speak about the Hispanic community, and I wonder if we'll be able to afford something more. If I can at least get California as well, then that will show that the party that I'm representing, the Third Way, is a serious political contender for the future. So let's say California, and I'm going to say I can't speak about Catholics because I haven't said anything about religion. Okay, I'm with Latinos, and no, that's all I can afford.
I am with Latinos. I want them to thrive. I want them to prosper. See, I'm your president.
And then this generic picture of a Latino family in the background. Oh dear. Well, okay. We didn't actually say anything. I just said I support them. I didn't say what I'm going to do for them. Typical politician. Halloween in Los Angeles. That sounds like fun. Let's go do that. Accompany a few kids on their trick-or-treat activities. That's not creepy at all. Followed by a party with their families and other community members. Oppose adoption of children by homosexuals. You go on such a fun thing, and then you have to drop these heavyweight bombs. Let's take something that's going to be at least a bit more reasonable. What about extend and expand the adoption tax credit? I think because, yes, in general that will make it easier to adopt, or at least more favorable. I think that's a decent thing to do. Or we can, yes, maybe the top one, reduce the tax thing for each child, so that wouldn't matter if they're adopted or not.
We can't continue to penalize American families with heavy taxes. Americans work hard and they deserve to keep their hard-earned money. They need it for their children, and that's why I propose tripling the current personal tax deduction for each child in every family.
Good. I already said I want to reduce taxes, so I guess that's in line with that. So New York still supports me. Hillary's come running now because she thinks I'm going to win this state, I think. And I might. We're all pretty much even right now. The Republicans just lead by a small margin. I wish I could get a better headquarters here. I just can't afford it. Oh well. It's on a budget. What about, Florida? The Democrats lead there by a large margin. I'll have to speak about the Hispanics again. Let's see, what can I do? Unemployment center in Carson City, Nevada, which is, I guess, technically my home province in this game. Let's do that. Reduce taxes to businesses. Provide job training for former criminal offenders. I think so. To reduce recidivism. That's an important issue, especially in the US. I think the recidivism rate is quite high, actually.
High rates of recidivism for our criminal offenders presents a particularly serious problem. Recidivism results in tremendous costs regarding public safety, including the money spent to arrest, prosecute, and incarcerate reoffenders. We must offer concrete solutions, such as providing job training in order to reduce their return to crime.
I just saw at the bottom there that Trump is actually saying he wants here to protect the right of adults to carry a concealed handgun, so he's taking the opposite choice that I took. So I guess we're in opposition there. There's a centrist political think tank in Des Moines, Iowa. What's this thing at the airport? The customs thing. Maybe we can speak on immigration a bit more. What's this COPS program? Oppose the TSA procedures and abolish the agency. Reduce and modernize the bloated intelligence community. Again, I'm probably going to be assassinated if I say this, but I think it can be something worth addressing. There's too much power accumulating there.
Up until now, intelligence agencies have been able to largely sidestep information sharing requirements. They've grown to become bloated and inefficient, dodging fundamental transparencies expected of other agencies. The intelligence community needs serious reform. It has to be modernized, reduced, and needs to be made accountable. And this is what I'll do if I'm
elected. I think there's some merit in making this statement in light of the fact that the statue of Thank you.
My friends and colleagues also feel that you're the candidate who best serves our interests. Check your bank account. A wire transfer will arrive soon. Bye.
Thank you. Oh, over 1 million. That's fantastic. Now, I was going to say, because the Statue of Liberty was bombed recently, that does give me some grounds to criticize the intelligence community and want to reform them, because clearly they couldn't stop that. In any case, we don't have enough for the internet campaign. We really need this. This is good in the last stretch of the campaign. So I'm going to save up for that. Let's see if we can get some more money. Then again, if I build an HQ, that will give me money as well. But we don't have the time for a little bit each day. It's almost the end. It's such a pity. I can do a poster campaign in some of the key states. That will also help, or maybe another television campaign. I think we can't wait, though, for the internet thing. Or maybe we should. But is someone going to donate? Okay, I'll give them one more day, and if I don't get more money by then for the internet campaign, we'll do the posters and television. There's something at the State Department. It's quite a high-level thing. Let's go to that. Support Israel if they attack. Make an official visit to Israel as a solution to the Israel-Palestine conflict. You know, I think in all fairness, to be balanced, I'll say I'll make an official visit to Israel, even though I still support Palestine as an independent state. So I want to have both sides come together to a middle ground. Now I'm just making them angry, though. It's very difficult. What about this UN resolution thing? Israel's going to hate me even more, but pacifism will really support that. Yes, withdrawal by the Israeli military from all territories occupied in the Six-Day War. Yes.
We must all do our part in solving the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The United States should accept the UN Security Council Resolution 242. It stipulates a much-needed cessation of hostilities by all parties involved. It calls for Israel to withdraw its military from occupied territories, as well as a resettlement of refugees.
And stopping the illegal settlement construction in the West Bank, I would imagine. At any rate, our time is running out here.
Our Russian-based office with ties to international crooks has the means to mount a large-scale financial fraud operation
The
linked
Russians.
to your Republican opponent. You will find our proposal terms included in our next message. If you agree, the operation ensure their anonymity.
Yes, the Russians are trying to meddle in the elections again. Striking a deal with international crooks to mount a large-scale fraud operation linked to the selected candidate. You know, on the one hand, I'm opposed to this, but on the other hand, it's almost a poetic justice for Donald Trump to be on the receiving end. This is money that I can't really afford, though. The real question is, in the states where I stand a decent chance now of still winning, are they tending to be Republican states or Democrat states? And they tend to be Democrat states like California and Florida, perhaps. So this won't really help sway any states. No, I'm not going to stoop low like that. Let's, since we haven't received the money yet, I'm going to institute and ad campaigns. So let's take, for this one, Florida, California, New York. I think our lead is secure. We don't need to worry too much there. Washington, D.C. Just thinking where we have, any kind of sizable support. Nevada, definitely. Oh, it's too much money again. Okay, drop DC and do the posters and all that. This will remain. This is billboards, posters, bumper stickers and all of that. So this will remain in place for the whole campaign, even though that's only 3 days left. Should we have one final rally somewhere? I think we should. Where shall we do this? New Jersey, New Hampshire, Maine. Let's go to Carson City. So we'll end off where we started in Nevada. Oh, there's no dates available. Oh well, let's try somewhere else then. What about Arizona? They've got a slot. So we won't be able to make it today, will we? We might actually. So let's still try and squeeze in a rally today.
Good evening, all.
Shall we say something about China? Pressure them to allow fairer trade. No. Something about the environment. What about backing federal? Again, I don't want to repeat what anyone else has said. Backing federal investment in programs to create 25 million green jobs. Let's do that. The budget is going to be so bankrupt, but then again, I'm still counting on that $5 trillion.
With my plan, the government would invest in ensuring that American workers have the right skills and tools they need to develop green technologies that could be sold to markets everywhere around the world. If elected, I would implement programs to create 25 million new green jobs, and that's the way of the future.
Yay! Okay, one more thing. LGBT. Well, we've already said all the important things there. Tax policies. Stop tax increases. Eliminate capital gains tax. Tax the wealthiest 1% more heavily. I think that's, at the end of the day, those are the people who can most afford it. Then again, we don't really need to if we have so much money from the military savings. Not that I'm sure that will really materialize. Let's talk about Russia. Decrease Europe's energy reliance on Russia. But will people really go for that sort of thing? Pacifism. No. Justice. Combat judicial activism. It's difficult. This is very difficult. Individual liberties. Here, this is what Donald Trump opposed previously. Support contraception coverage for employees as part of their health plans.
Women's issues are a top priority for me as a politician. Women's needs and struggles are things that I've always given a lot of attention to. Essential health care must include contraception coverage for employees. Women should not have to pay more for something so fundamental regarding their health. Thank you. God bless you all.
Over and out. I don't know if I'll have enough money or time to squeeze in another appearance. Okay, it's the 4th. It's 2 days before the all-important elections now. At the moment, Donald Trump is going to win. So, because there's 3 candidates now, they go by simple majority. So, it's not about who has more than 50% now. It's just who has the most. So, Donald Trump is definitely going to win again. So, what I really should be doing then is to try and take a few of his Republican votes away so that Hillary wins. But I don't know if I can do that. What's going to happen in California right now? You see, if we take that one over, then essentially we'll weaken Hillary's position even further. So we're in quite a difficult spot now. And even together we won't have enough if we enter into some kind of coalition. Not that that really happens in the US, but at least then I could become her vice president or something like that maybe. No, I think, you see, there's only 2 more things. I think there might be another one also on the last day. Let me think for a second. Let's do another ad. Human billboards, those are relatively cheap. Let's do one in California or Florida, or both. No, we can't do both. Okay, just do Florida then. I want to see if we can't go and speak in California now. Hopefully that will also sway them a little. Medical Chain, Dream Act. End birthright citizenship. No. Oppose the TSA procedures and ultimately abolish the agency. I don't know. Not necessarily a fan of them, but should we oppose or totally remove them? Well, what's this chain migration? This is the reunification with family members. No, it's just going to make people angry. No one's going to support that, really. Dismantle the Department of Homeland Security. Definitely getting assassinated. Create a database of non-US citizens. Should we do something like that? No, I don't think so. No, I'm not going to this airport thing. What about the Digital Culture Festival in Arizona? I think that's better. Let's go there. Incentivize math and science education in America. I can get behind that.
We must commit to improving education, especially in math and science, if we want our nation to remain a powerful competitor against China and India. Moreover, know-how in the hard sciences ensures that our military will always have the most advanced and most powerful weapons in the world at their disposal.
So, is there any hope left? It's the 4th now. There's nothing else left. So what do I do now? I guess the campaigning is over now. If there is any opportunity to put in a final ad, then I guess this is the time to do it, but I don't have the opportunity for that. I couldn't get another rally in. No. So how do I end this thing now? I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do right now. How did I do this last time? I can't travel around. That's very odd. Poll. Let's do a poll. I have never done this before. Just want to see what it is. Oh, this is the support levels among different communities. So, the lower class tends to support us a bit more. Well, not really as much as the others, though. Native Americans, African American, there's no Republican in there. Well, we do have some support amongst all the groups, really. But now, how do I end this thing? There's something I'm supposed to do. I remember that now. I have to go like back to my home state or something like that. Oh dear. Okay, let me figure this out for a second because I am missing something here. Oh, there we go. I was just clicking on the 7 days thing. Oh, this last one, the headquarters. That's the only option left. So I have to go back home to Nevada, which I don't even win. Oh well. Wait for the results. So that's it. Our election is over, or the campaign is over. So let's see how I do. Well, I'll frankly be happy with any votes. So cast your votes. The important question is, would you vote for a candidate like me? Well, given what I've said so far, let me know in the comments below.
Well, good evening. Based on our projections regarding various states, we are now in a position to announce the next president of the United States. Coming up next, what you've been waiting for, tonight's election results.
Kentucky, Donald Trump. Vermont is Hillary. This is really interesting the way they do that. I'm just looking out for the yellow. We do get some votes in all of these places. It's exciting, actually, I have to say. Hillary, 8%. It seems like our default level is more or less 8%. I can't wait for New York. Maybe, or even Florida and California. Maybe we can win there still. Pennsylvania, Arkansas. Definitely Donald is gonna win again. So much winning. 10% in Minnesota. We win in New York. Fantastic. At least that's quite a shake-up in the American electoral system. 11% in Wisconsin. That's not bad. Georgia, we have almost 10%. Ohio, 8.5%. Louisiana, 8.7%. 7.5%. That's a bit lower than the average. Mississippi, almost 9%. Strange that Hillary won Texas. North Dakota, Utah, we have almost 10. 10 exactly in South Dakota. California, yes! Yes! We win California! What do you know? Yes! Oh, I'm so happy. 11.4 in Washington. Oh, we just lost out in Florida. Oh well. Hey, that's amazing though. I'm on the board. Nevada, I lost. That's a bit tragic that I lose my home state. Almost over. Hey, at least 84 though. If I worked with Hillary now, we couldn't beat
Before the
Trump.
coverage of tonight's election winner, who will soon give a speech, I have just been told that the losing candidate is going to make a public statement. Remember, these images will be live, so you and I will be seeing them together
I have to
for the
walk to
first
my
time.
walk of shame.
My fellow citizens, the polls have given their verdict, and I must accept the choice made by the American people.
Aw.
Despite my deep disappointment, I want to say a big thank you to all of you who have believed in me. I want to tell you that the struggle that we have conducted was not in vain, because
Oh no!
tonight we grieve. Promise you that in a not too distant future, we will come together once again, and it will be to celebrate our victory.
So the picture is lost now after I exited to turn the alarm off. Oh, that's such a pity there. I should never have set the alarm for this episode, but in any case, we lost. No, I can't do anything now. The game it looks like it's gone and crashed now. Oh well, that's a pity. In any case, thank you for your support in viewing this series, and yes, it's a real shame. I guess it's a fitting end though, because after you lose, you basically disappear from the political landscape. So sad. Anyway, maybe one day I can play another. What's that game? Democracy 3, I think. That would be interesting to try also at some point. So in any case, thank you again for watching and have a fantastic day. And hopefully sometime in the future, how did he say now? One day in the future we'll meet again? Yes, something like that.